Imagine a mind that operates like a war room, a soul that doesn't just survive the darkest, most traumatic parts of life, but is actually fascinated by them. They can spot a lie before you even finish your sentence. They will take a bullet for you, but if you betray them, they will completely dismantle your world. Welcome back to the Astro Architect. Today, we are tearing down and blueprinting the most complex, misunderstood, and intensely powerful psychological structure in all of Vedic Astrology. Vrishika Rashi or the Scorpio Moon. Why is the Moon, the planet of peace and motherly comfort, forced to survive in the cosmic house of destruction and rebirth? And what is the terrifying yet magnificent superpower hidden inside this placement? What most astrologers won't tell you is that this exact debilitation creates the most indestructible minds on the planet. If you have a Scorpio Moon, or if you are trying to understand someone who does, everything you thought you knew is about to change. Let's dissect the vault. Before we start, let me explain to the ones who are new to astrology and have no idea what their Rashi or moon sign is. All you have to do is download any astrology app that is available either on Play Store or App Store. One of the most popular options that is available in the market is the AstroSage app. So once you open this application, fill in your details, name, time and place of birth. Make sure all these details are accurate. A Kundli as in a birth chart will be generated. Now all you have to do is search for the placement of moon in your chart. Check only your Lagna chart. Your moon might be placed in any of these Rashis or signs. In this example chart, as you can see, it is placed with the number 8 Rashi or sign. Now the number 8 Rashi is Scorpion sign, which is Vrishchika Rashi. Your moon might be placed in any other signs or Rashis. It can be 1 or 5 or 7, anything. For your reference, I am mentioning the Rashi chart here for you to easily identify which Rashi you belong to. So let's get started. In Vedic astrology, the moon represents the mind, the mother, the emotions and the subconscious. To understand Vrishika Rashi or the Scorpio, you must understand a fundamental cosmic paradox. The moon is debilitated here. The moon, which seeks peace, comfort, maternal nourishment, is forced into the 8th house of the Kalpurusha, the house of death, rebirth, trauma, the occult and sudden transformation. Now this 8th Rashi is ruled by Mangal, Mars, the planet of war, and co-ruled by Ketu, the shadow node of deep detachment and past life karma. Every zodiac sign has an element and a modality. Vrishik is fixed water. Water is meant to flow, but fixed water is a deep, unmoving oceanic trench. On the surface, it looks completely calm, silent and undisturbed. But miles beneath the surface, the pressure is so immense it would crush a submarine. This is exactly the mind of a Scorpio moon. They carry the weight of the ocean inside them, but their facial expressions reveal absolutely nothing. Now let's understand how these Scorpio Rashi people think. A Scorpio Rashi will not listen to your word, they listen to your frequency. They have an almost psychic ability to detect a lie, a hidden agenda or an unspoken emotion. You cannot fake a personality around them. They will instantly see through the mask. They do not overthink out of anxiety like a Gemini or a Virgo moon. They overthink out of survival. Their mind is a war room. They constantly calculate the worst case scenarios so they are never caught off guard. They operate in absolute binaries. They either love you with a terrifying self-sacrificing intensity or you do not exist to them at all. There is no middle ground, there is no casual relationships and no lukewarm passions. They are the ultimate secret keepers. A Scorpio Rashi will know 90% of your deepest traumas within an hour of speaking to you. But after knowing them for 10 years, you will realize you only know 10% of who they truly are. They have a very specific piercing look. Their eyes carry this heavy Martian energy that makes people feel psychologically naked and intimidated even when they don't say a word. Unlike Leo or Aries who need to roar to show power, Scorpio exerts control through silence and presence. They do not need to be the center of attention. They prefer to be the one operating the strings from the shadows. This is their ultimate superpower. A Scorpio Rashi can lose their wealth, their heart, their reputation and their entire life structure. They will burn to ashes, sit in the darkness and then completely rebuild themselves stronger than before. They are fundamentally indestructible. If you earn their trust, which takes years, they will literally go to war for you. They will take a bullet for their inner circle without a second thought. Because their mind naturally digs deep, they make the world's greatest researchers, occultists, astrologers, surgeons and investigators. When they lock onto a subject, they will consume it entirely. A Scorpio Rashi person rarely initiates an attack, but if you betray them, they do not just get angry, they completely destroy you. They have a terrifying memory for emotional pain and can hold a grudge for a lifetime, waiting for the mathematical perfect moment to sting back. If their life gets too stable or boring, they will deliberately sabotage their relationships or careers just to feel the rush of having to rebuild again. Their ability to see the dark side of humanity makes it incredibly difficult for them to trust others. They constantly test their partners, friends, to see if they will abandon them. What separates Scorpio from all other 11 Rashis is the psychological alchemy. Other signs run away from pain, death, trauma, and darkness. Scorpio is fascinated by it. They are the only sign that can walk into a room full of grief, chaos, or trauma and feel completely at home. They absorb the darkness of others and transmute it, making them profound healers. A Vrishchika Rashi is not one homogeneous entity. Depending on the exact degree of the moon, they fall into three distinct cosmic codes or nakshatras. These are the Vishakha, the Anuradha, and the Jyeshtha. Let's start with the Vishakha Nakshatra. Ruled by Jupiter, this is the most ambitious, goal-oriented Scorpio moon. They are obsessed with achieving their targets and possess a fierce, unyielding drive for success and dominance. The next one is Anuradha, ruled by Saturn, the softest of the three. They are deeply mystical, romantic, and spiritual. They seek cosmic love and truth, but often endure heavy delays and tests from Saturn before finding peace. And the third one is Jyeshtha, ruled by Mercury, the sharpest, most psychic, and most defensive. They carry the energy of the eldest sibling, fiercely protective, highly intellectual, but carry a heavy burden of responsibility and hidden anger. Now let's talk about the ups in the lives of the Scorpio Rashi people. The greatest ups rarely come from easy luck. They come after a period of intense pressure. Scorpio is the 8th house of unearned wealth. They frequently experience sudden massive spikes in wealth through inheritance, investments, real estates, or discovering hidden talents in the occult or healing arts. When they stop using their intensity for revenge and redirect it into spirituality or Kundli awakening, they achieve a level of enlightenment and mental power that other signs simply cannot reach. Now let's talk about the downs in the lives of the Scorpion Rashi people. Because the moon is debilitated here, the native often has a high complex karmic or strained relationship with their mother. Either the mother was physically absent, emotionally unavailable, or the mother suffered from immense trauma during the native's childhood, which the native absorbed. Their lives are marked by at least one massive foundation shattering betrayal by someone they trusted implicitly. This is a karmic mandate designed to force them into detachment. Because the Scorpio Rashis are water signs, they are deeply connected to the 8th house. They are energetic sponges. If they sleep or sit next to a sick or highly negative person, they will literally absorb that frequency and wake up feeling physically ill themselves. People think Scorpios are afraid of being vulnerable, but this is false. They are actually afraid of their own destructive capacity. They keep their walls up because they know that if they let their true raw emotions out, it could emotionally destroy the people around them. Since the moon is sitting in Mars, their mind is constantly bathed in Martian heat. This creates internal friction in marriages and partnership. They crave absolute soul-merging intimacy, but their inherent defense spikes often pushes people away. When a soul chooses to place its moon into this dark, intense and turbulent water sign, it is not an accident. They accumulated so much complex karma in previous lifetime that they chose to incarnate into cosmic, crucible to burn it all off in a single intense life. Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Ketu. Ketu represents the tail of the dragon. It signifies what the soul has already experienced, perfected, and ultimately been severed from. The Scorpion soul often experienced sudden, violent, or tragic endings in their most recent past lives. They may have been separated from their loved ones, lost their kingdoms, or died in the middle of a massive emotional upheaval. Because of this, their subconscious mind in this life is hardwired for paranoia. They constantly expect things to be taken away from them because in the past they were. Ketu in the 8th sign suggests that in past incarnation, the soul was deeply involved in the occult, tantra, alchemy, or secret sciences. They carry a massive reservoir of hidden spiritual knowledge. This is why Scorpions have an innate psychic radar. They are remembering knowledge, not learning it. In past life, the soul may have abandoned its mother, failed to protect her, or conversely, the soul was a mother who suffered immensely and lost her children. To balance this ledger, the Scorpio native almost always experiences intense karmic friction with their mother in this lifetime. The mother may be emotionally distant, over-controlling, or may have suffered great trauma while pregnant with the native. The native absorbs this trauma in the womb, starting their life already carrying the mother's unhealed pain. To balance this ledger, the Scorpio almost always experiences intense karmic friction with their mother in this lifetime. Scorpion Rashi people suffer deeply from betrayal by trusted friends, business partners, or lovers. They often ask, why does everyone I trust eventually stab me in the back? Astrologically, this is not bad luck. It is mathematical balancing of the scales. Ruled by Mars, this soul was often a warrior, a general, or a ruler in past lives. In the pursuit of victory or power, they likely made ruthless decisions, sacrificing others or betraying alliances to secure their own survival. In this life, the soul they betrayed in the past return to collect their energetic debt. When a Scorpio is betrayed, it is the universe forcing them to experience the exact emotional devastation they once inflicted. Once the betrayal happens, the karmic debt is paid and the Scorpio soul is liberated. Provided they do not seek revenge, If they seek revenge, they create a new karmic loop. Like discussed earlier, the overarching karma of Scorpio is again filtered precisely into three nakshatras: Vishakha, Anuradha, and Jyeshtha Nakshatra. Let's start with Vishakha. Let's see what their past life was. Under the influence of Jupiter and Mars, this soul was a fanatic. They were likely a powerful king, a religious zealot, or a commander who became utterly obsessed with a singular goal. They believed that the end justifies the means. This destroyed families, kingdoms, or the peace of others to achieve their massive ambitions. However, in this life, they are forced to learn that control is an illusion. The universe will constantly give them massive desires, but block their paths until they learn to achieve without collateral damage. Their karma is to learn ethical ambition and surrender. Now let's talk about the Anuradha Nakshatra, how their past life was. Ruled by Saturn, this soul experienced extreme forms of devotion. They may have been a monk, a devout disciple, or wildly loyal lover. However, the devotion was either given to a toxic false master or their blind loyalty was weaponized to harm others. They gave away all their power in the name of love or religion. In this life, Saturn places heavy delays and restrictions on their love life and partnership. They are forced to experience heartbreak and isolation so that they can learn the difference between true divine love and toxic attachment. Their karma is to find the lotus within themselves rather than worshipping other human beings. And finally, let's talk about Jyeshtha, how their life was in the past. Ruled by Mercury with Indra as the deity, in past life, this soul held the highest position of authority, the eldest sibling, the tribal chief, or the intellectual elite. However, they became arrogant. They believed they were invincible and misused their authority, leading to a sudden, humiliating fall from grace. They are born into this life carrying the heavy unspoken burden of the family. They are forced to take on immense responsibilities, often cleaning up messes of their parents or siblings. The universe will frequently put them in a position where they are stripped of credit or respect, forcing them to learn absolute humility. They must learn to serve without demanding the throne. In Vedic mythology, during the churning of the ocean, that is Samudra Manthan, both demons and gods sought the nectar of immortality, that is Amrit. But before the nectar emerged, the ocean produced a deadly, world destroying poison called Halahala. Lord Shiva drank the poison, holding it in his throat to save the universe. This is the exact karmic purpose of the Scorpio Rashi in this life. They are the Shivas of the Zodiacs. In past life, they created or participated in deep toxicity. In this life, their karma is to drink the poison of the people around them. This is why they are born into dysfunctional families to observe and break generational curses. They attract traumatized partners because their soul knows how to navigate the darkness. They experience the darkest aspects of human psychologies so that they can transmute it. The reason why the Scorpio Rashi experiences extreme highs and devastating lows is that their soul is attempting to achieve moksha, that is liberation, rapidly. If a Scorpion Rashi operates on its lowest vibration, they become trapped in a past life loop of revenge, panorama, and power struggles. But when they elevate their consciousness, they realize that every trauma, every betrayal, and every loss is just a mathematical subtraction of their past life depth. Once the depth is cleared, the debilation moon suddenly functions like an exalted moon. They unlock the Ketu's given intuition, their Mars given courage, and they rise from their own ashes, not as a warrior seeking revenge, but as a profound healer and mystic who has conquered the darkest parts of the human soul. In conclusion, a Vrishchika Rashi is not meant to live a simple, easy, or superficial life. They are the cosmic heavy lifters. They came to this earth to burn off massive amounts of karma, dive into the darkest depths of the human experience, and emerge as the masters of their own psychology. But wait, this is not the end of this video. As promised, I'll be sharing you the deep dive remaining secrets. As a Scorpion, what you should do in your life, the most powerful working remedies for you, and the ultimate manifesto for your soul. Also, in our next videos, we will deep dive into the Scorpion's life, decoding their health, job or business, family and marriage, education, home, and the signs and messages they receive in their entire lifetime from the universe. Each of these topics will be covered in different videos. So subscribe to my channel. If you liked it, then hit the like button. And if you have a Scorpion friend, then surely share this video to them. Change the notification setting so that you don't miss out on the future videos where I'll be covering and decoding all the other 11 Rashi people. I am the Astro Architect. See you in the next video.